Hi, One Best BR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our daily MLB pitching preview show that we do with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Right now, we're looking at the card for Sunday, July 19th. Joe Duffy, you expect a profitable second half in baseball this year?
I would expect nothing less. We've had a whole heck of a lot of profitable halves and holes in every sport. I work too hard to have anything but a profitable second.
Okay, congratulations on that, Joe Duffy. On Sunday, Justin Verlander is starting at home for Detroit against Baltimore. And, you know, his last start at Minnesota was very good, and he was reportedly hitting in the mid-90s on the radar gun. So I don't know what to expect from him. It still feels inside that he's just very vulnerable every start. And, you know, at home against a lineup like Baltimore, feels like I wouldn't, it's either like bet against him or pass on the game. Miguel Gonzalez on the other side has also gotten hit a bit, and Detroit, of course, has a lineup that can take advantage of that. What's your take on that pitching matchup, Joe?
Verlander is a guy who hasn't necessarily been overrated by the odds makers. I was expecting more like Tim Lincecum a few years ago, that because of his last name, they were going to be overrating him. I haven't had as good value going against Verlander as I thought, but at this point, he's got to really show me that he is the old Justin Verlander. Right now, I think he's a quality major league pitcher, but as far as one of the elite pitchers in baseball, I don't think he is that anymore, and it really depends on what the odds makers, where they fall in the argument. But at this point, I handicap Verlander as if he's just a slightly above average pitcher.
I mean, look, his last start was very good. The velocity was up. Maybe he's about to have a string of good starts. You don't think so?
I do want to still see it from him. I'm not necessarily predicting that there's no chance that he is going to return to one of the top pitchers in Major League Baseball. But as I said, the odds makers really haven't been making all that powerful of a statement. So I think it's going to come down to value to see where the odds makers stand. Are they going to rate him as he's still one of the top pitchers in baseball, which it looks like they are not? He could go with, but right now I got to see a little bit more from him.
Okay, and then another game that I'm interested to see where the odds makers set the odds. The Seattle at the Yankees, Felix Hernandez and CC Sabathia. You know, Felix Hernandez should be good at the Yankees. Why is there any reason to believe that he will have one of those starts where he gets crushed, which does happen once in a while with him, but much more often than not, he's awesome. And then CC Sabathia, you know, he had his knee drained recently. The extra rest didn't seem to help him. I don't know. He might be going down. Maybe we're running out of time to fade Sabathia, and that we want to jump on Seattle here as big as we can. What do you think?
Seattle doesn't necessarily have phenomenal bats, but this is one situation where I would even consider laying the 1.5 on the road. Felix Hernandez, not only clearly one of the best pitchers of his era, but he's pitched very well at Yankee Stadium. 5-1 with a 1.37 in 7 career starts. CC Sabathia, look, he's a, you know, kind of like Bartolo Colon, another guy who had his day. His better days are behind him. And Sabathia seems to be a pretty good go against, and how can you argue against Felix Hernandez, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's pitched well at Yankee Stadium.
And then Jake Arrieta and Shelby Miller is the other game I want to get to. Big pitching matchup here. Arrieta closed the first half very strong. Shelby Miller a little bit shakier closing the first half, but still generally pitched well. And actually most of his bad starts were forgivable, like his last bad start was at Coors, and then the one before that he did strike out 10 in 5 innings. So, you know, Miller a little bit shakier, but still looking awesome. I would give an edge to the Cubs lineup here. What's your take on this matchup, Jake Arrieta against Shelby Miller?
And Miller, 14 of his 18 starts, has given up 2 earned runs or fewer. He's also pitched much better at home. You mentioned how it might be a little distorted because he pitched at Coors Field. 1.94 ERA in 8 home starts. And remember, he was one of the best pitchers in the second half. So Shelby Miller's as good as it gets. Of course, he's going against Jake Arrieta, who's a heck of a pitcher himself. This could be a low-scoring game. Of course, it's going to be a low total, but I take a long look at the under.
All right, Joe, that's it from Sunday, July 19th that I want to make sure we got to. What would you like to bring to our attention for possible betting value this Sunday?
Marco Estrada has pitched very well for Toronto, 2.12 ERAs. And look, he's very well. Even since June the 2nd, he's pitched pretty well. Look, we know Zach Greinke, of course, not going to get great value on him, but we can't ignore the fact he's on a 35 2/3 innings scoreless streak. So, you know, if you want to bet a low total under, that would seem to be a great opportunity.
Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much.